side not set up in such a way that he would be able to be his best self. It had too much issues there that he wouldn't be his best self.
Yeah.
Right? He would touch down in our league. All right, no see. Anytime he don't perform just like how he was performing, no, guess what? Oh, he can't make great thing. Oh, you expect the man to do it?
Yeah.
Where genuinely expect the man to do? And then on top of that now, again, your done was in front, your cohesion in front, you're disrupted because CR7 come just to score. So at least give me a plan. I hear the man talking in the pre-game interview. What's the plan for today, Ole? Well, we have to take the initiative, take the game to them. We start on the front foot and thing, I say, yes, boy, normal games, one ship, in Fergie now. Press conference, hating your real dreams. And you come totally different.
Right.
The frigate man come out as well.
He was serious. He was dead serious. He come out to be on the front foot.
2-0 down. This same starting 11 was 2-0 down against Atalanta in Champions League.
Atalanta in how much minutes? Yeah.
The exact same thing. No, it didn't take place. Yes, you're right, fellas. We could do this, but well, they can't do it. Nah, fellas, front foot, eh?
Front football.
Yeah, all right. Let me say, even if Bruno did sing that shot that he get in the first 2 minutes, even himself he'd sing that, then what?
Now, still getting so.
Yeah, still get caught.
I was hoping in the game. The way I see that game going was bad licks, but I thought Liverpool has been looking shaky. So Van Dijk can come back 100 yet, really and truly. And then when I see they start Konate, I was like, all right, so Cristiano and then probably gonna get a couple of chances, and they did,
and they didn't finish it.
I find the offside was harsh, but as it is what it is.
The offside was harsh.
Bruno throw away his chance, and then
Rashford threw away one.
Rashford too, and then you talking about the one where he rushed the volley?
He rushed the volley early, and then the next one he snatched it. So he dragged it just wide. If he had all the time, so he had two chances. And I am vexed with that because, again, them is 50-50 chances. It wasn't like glaring misses. I'm not even vexed with all of that. Right? But I mean, oh gosh. The problem wasn't necessarily the power going forward, Is the stopping yourself from getting. When the last time you keep a clean sheet?
That will never be the problem. Will never be how are we going forward? Oh, I'm gonna say it that way.
No,
it will never be
that's part of the problem, but that is not the biggest problem.
It will never be that Ole cannot find a way to score a goal, right? Even in a terrible performance as has been the case, Ole could find goals, but all right, it's how do you not get wiped off the field now? And that has been the scene.
Hey, you're not check this. When the last time you got a firewall clean sheet?
I can't remember. Luke Shaw ain't got no points in me whole season, so I don't think that happened at all. I just say there's a preamble. We have.
I'm sorry, they done.
I check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah, you take your time.
United have kept one clean sheet in the last 18 games and have not stopped an opponent from scoring since the 1-0 win over West Ham in March.
I could see that.
Yeah. So, all right. I want to see what he's starting 11 because I have a suspicion here. Just so.
Of what? When in March when the clean sheet was? Maguire in it, man. Don't think.
Yeah. I think he wasn't, but I want to see.
He has to be in it.
Well, who else wasn't?
It don't matter though. It's not a personal problem.
He's trying to blame Maguire for the loss?
No, I'm not blaming Maguire for the loss. I'm saying Maguire contributed in a big way for the loss. Because the team was not set up good and he had no clue what to do. Right? He had no clue. So it come like you take your son who's 7 years old and expect him to run the household for you now. Right? He might be willing, but he's 7.
Maguire is like a 7-year-old trying to run a household.
The man.
England starting centre back, make it to the final of the Euros.
I don't
That's
know
because he
what
was in our system.
Maguire do to
So
you,
if the
whatever
system
Because
Kante do to
is
that
you know
man,
what's
whatever
get, you know
Kante
what's
do to
get,
that man
if
answer
the
to.
system is
it's
if
not
the system is the issue.
it's not and it might sound like if I happen on Maguire,
Yeah, it
right?
does.
Yeah, it does, right? But here what does get me vexed. And as I said earlier, people has given about Fred like what Maguire really is. Fred does get unnecessary scrutiny. Nobody else hold Maguire
I,
accountable.
I don't think it had
Everybody
any.
else
I don't
say,
think it had any chance to blame Fred this weekend.
and this is what I say, Fred was he probably one of the better players.
That's hard to say, boy.
And this is what I show you.
Don't do Fred
They
that.
blame everybody. They blame everybody when they're having problems. Oh, Lindelof, he too passive. The amount of players I see Maguire make a mistake and put pressure on a man, this is my problem. So what are you holding up Maguire account just because he cost 80 million?
Right, let me
Just because he cost me 80 million, he had to start.
I'm getting started, so you continue your rant.
Fire, 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 fire.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Trifactor Podcast. On this episode, we review game week 9.
9.
Alright. We review game week 9 where Manuel smashed to pieces.
Washed.
CR7 came back to what it seems now they popping in this to be overhype and not addressing the problem and showing up. Liverpool, City, and Chelsea are very serious, and they seem to be trying to take trying to form a gap. I think it's West Ham right behind them in fourth, and then there's Brighton leading the charge. Everybody else on like 14 points coming down the line. Here's what they can continue there.
Continue about what? How much? You want me to talk about Maguire all night?
You won't finish.
I'll finish, right? The whole point is the system, or lack thereof, amplifies Maguire's deficiencies as a player. Right?
But let me get some pushback. It had anybody who you could say played okay for it, or is not Maguire alone? Nobody played okay.
I'm not saying
So you could single out Maguire.
Because 3 out of 34 mistakes was who?
Luke Shaw and Maguire.
Right. Why Luke Shaw was in that position? The first goal, what happened? Maguire get dragged out.
Maguire missed, but Luke Shaw missed too.
And there's no point.
So
mistakes compounded, right? Second goal was the same thing. Maguire again.
Which one was the second one?
The second one was.
Second one is where he missed. The first one is where they caught up the pitch like prime Arsenal defense.
No,
for no reason.
It wasn't just that. Maguire, if you notice where Luke Shaw get caught, right? Just before Salah passed that ball, he come across because Maguire leaves Salah alone. Eh?
Nah, but Art, who was our guest? We had a guest who say, he say, football fans have a way of focusing on like the last mistake.
Yeah.
But really and truly, it's a cumulative thing now. Like, when you look at mistakes, I'm saying, I forget who was our guest that said, right? So was the first goal? The first goal was Salah to Keita, right?
Yeah. And how Salah get that ball?
So my son, like I tell you, my son is a Liverpool fan, right? I don't know. So he was carrying on and things. I watching him, man. And I was like, "We're gonna hurt you, boy." I look up,
cool.
Busting it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I saw the goal was really on the replay, and that replay, dog,
terrible.
It doesn't make for good watching from the front to the back, because all Liverpool do was real simple knocks. For some reason, men was doing, and somebody said it actually. I think Gary Neville probably articulated or something. It was like a half press men was doing. Mm-hmm. So it looked like they was
The
They
only
wasn't
personal
close
unit.
They were on the
Wasn't
front
close
foot.
enough.
They were on the front
But
foot.
exactly. But like all the passes through for that goal, the men who
Terrible.
were supposed to be on the man, the
Just
man on the
went.
ball, they weren't tight, and then they
Mm.
weren't dropped off. So here you are, you're not tight enough to try to tackle and engage on the pass, and then
Yeah, drop off
you're
to cut off nothing.
you're not far enough back that there's no space for a fast man like Salah to
And
run
Andre,
into.
let me
Like
jump
it's
in here. Let
just
me jump in here, right? All right. I've experienced this many a morning waking up 7:30 and see Arsenal smash the bitch though.
Yeah, this
This
was like being
is
an
this
Arsenal
is
fan compounded one weekend.
this is extremely naive management of a team where you could think you could match a team straight up, and by the time they suck in up the team, is 3 or 4 passes goal. It's like I've seen it before. I've seen it in a like a Liverpool versus Arsenal 5-0 where Sterling was on the team and was just insane counter where you're trying to do your knocks up the pitch, but that knocks is like 5 years before that knock would have been decent. For Manu, a year and a half before, they were even knocking. Manu horse is low block, counter attack,
Counter.
Rashford,
That is
Bruno.
all.
Bro,
well, that's
all
what I
it
said, but
can't be this naive after how many years? 2.5 years in charge?
Plus, it had spells in the
wait, how
game.
long old are they? 20 what?
Well,
18 or 19?
18.
I'll verify, but
18.
Andre, like Brent was saying on Twitter, and like other men were saying, like Scholes said best. It had no way only see what was happening in the first half against Atalanta and say, yeah, we find out.
We could do that. We could do that
That is
against.
Yeah,
extreme.
we will get through. We will
It's
get through. We will get
naive,
through.
either naive or somebody really making Kool-Aid for that man.
It had a,
But
it
but
had a player
Suarez.
that play.
Oh god.
I watching the men. All right, they get the ball up in field, and you see Liverpool just let them knock. Just waiting, right? Yeah, as soon as they just make one mistake, that is it. Or they get dead. You seeing it, right? All right, knock. They realize that we can't take the penetrate. They go on back and start over, right? And it's like, okay, you realize something is not where it should be. What are you going to do about it, boy?
The funniest part was after the second goal, they still play the same way.
Not taking place.
So of the squad that plays Saturday or Sunday, who was the new signings on Manchester United team on Sunday? Just Cristiano?
Yeah, that's just
Everybody else was the old squad, right?
yeah.
So I was asking this today. So I was seeing all the postmortems and men talking about, Ole take us so far, but thing.
Yeah. It's time to go.
I want to understand
Yeah.
what has changed. What is the explanation for this? Is the same Ole? He didn't
the same, man.
He didn't somehow regress into being our worst tactician in 2.5, 3 years, whatever.
Or it's not a
How come? All right. So how come all of a sudden it is this bad? Because the whole time Zada, you talking it wasn't good, but I will take it, right? The results, right? The whole time you talking that.
With the premise that it will get better, man. The sort of the things that will figure out. That was the premise, sir.
But I will say, like, yeah, in FPL and thing, I used to feel comfortable buying Manchester United attackers.
Bruno.
You could buy attackers because, all right, I know, even though the defense shaky, or they can score goals, right? All right, but watching even the game against Atalanta, to be honest, Atalanta get washed in that half because they're unserious, right?
Yeah.
This is the criticism of Gasperini in general, but whatever, side story. But you watch all the games leading up to it, and it's like, only look like Ole could actually score goals really that well either. So it's like every now and then you get a little half chance thing, and yeah, Greenwood is very accurate with his shots. Cristiano is a predator in the box. So it's just all right. Every game there will be a moment where they could score maybe something on flukes, But I don't feel like I will buy Manchester United men in FPL anymore. I don't feel like when I'm watching Manchester United play, the other team need to be worried about the attack, the counter attack, or the next attack from Manchester. It just so how that happened though, because yeah, you can't tell me. I mean, maybe you tell me yes, but you can't tell me. You know, you swap out Martial for Cristiano, and it leads to this much dysfunction. You swap out. No, that's it. That's it.
Earlier in the
Well,
season
yeah,
it
Martial.
was not Rashford. It was not Rashford, but he's in the team. But he's now in the team. Like
It,
um,
it,
he
it's
not.
simple.
I don't think
But
he match fit yet, and he has to come and start because the team not producing.
Yeah.
and most of our chances came through him.
But this guy does Bruno doing some weird things, right? Why Bruno was so pivotal in most guys' FPL team? He used to pick up some positions in the box, like he used to become the striker at times now.
Yeah.
Even though and then provide assists and many to on United, but he used to become the striker. Now with Cristiano in the team, he picking up some weird spaces. I see him going out on the left flank, and then he's stifling Shaw and Rashford, right?
And if it
And
was
that the
stifle
player
or if
around
it was
him,
attempt to help them. I don't know.
he taking up the spaces. And then when he got on the right to help Greenwood, right, Wan-Bissaka, he's not a good attacker, but he taking up space there, and nobody actually getting into the box, for Manu,
Yeah.
They're trying to knock in front of the box, and I don't know what they're trying to do. But it's like Van Dijk and them just saying thank you. And
But I don't know.
the one or two passes in the box, Rashford rush it, and then Cristiano try something.
Offside. But to be honest, even what you just described, that was Manchester United before as well. In my
Think so,
opinion,
boy?
yeah, in my opinion, like the games where so yeah, Bruno does make breaking line run and thing like that, but it's the same thing we talking about already, where it's just all right, that's usually in transition. In transition is where you end up seeing, okay, Bruno gonna make a run forward and thing, and men like Fred gonna find him for the first entry pass and then thing, right? But now it's just they're not really playing on the transition. So what's his name? Uh, Robert. So Robert tweets something in response, and maybe that's what it is. So it's almost like uh, Ole's response to the problem of how do you beat teams that are low block is he decided to push the front four further forward. He didn't move the whole
The
team
whole team
forward.
up. Yeah.
He just
Just
moved the
push in
front
front
four forward.
and create
So
more
it just
space.
so it just means that right, it's almost like Manchester United now they have less space to run into because they're already starting too high. And then on the defense, they have too much space to defend.
Defense.
So it's just every single
You make
attack.
everything
No,
worse.
I remember men was highlighting the Adama game and thing and showing Fred, and then
Yeah.
they show it in the game against Everton. But if you look
How
at
much
it,
space?
it is every single game
Huge
on
space.
on the defense. Whoever is marking a man on the ball, when you look behind him, so look at that first goal we just talking about with Naby, right? How the hell you telling me just so it wasn't
It have
no
all our space.
was it
Those
was it from a
harmless ball.
was it from a corner kick? Like where did that play
I'm
start?
not sure. But
Nah.
Right,
It come
but
from
it's
it
like
came from downfield.
but how do you explain just so Liverpool hit two square
Forward
ball,
ball.
two vertical pass, boom.
And then inside.
All of a sudden is 3-on-2 with 40 yards to run into. Just so.
A
Like
3-on-1 because the one he two is Maguire and he dead.
imagine marking Salah and a man making a true ball now. That's dead, dog. That's dead.
Yeah.
A true run. Come on.
yeah.
And
But
Fred, and here the bad part. The midfield markers, nowhere close.
yeah. I remember one of the plays I was watching the replay and I see Fred saw it coming and Fred was like, I can't reach there. And he just kind
Yeah,
of
so, yeah, he just look like yeah. I think I remember
It
that.
also had one where the Liverpool started knocking front of the defense and man look like they contain them, and a flick from Salah, then a man try a true ball, but it ended up with Naby on the wing, and Salah make a front post runner.
And nobody there. Yeah.
And Zwade boy, like he see it well late. Trying to recover.
But it was Maguire and Shaw. Both of them.
It was just like
So Salah had tried a pass or a shot or something, and it rebound and went wide to Naby, right? And it's like, all right, Salah see the rebound.
Yeah. Make it run one time.
He do the push the man hand away and run, right?
Yeah.
But then I watched the man hand who he pushed. I think it was Shaw.
Maguire self. I think Maguire was the closest one, and then he was like, "Oh gosh, he might making a run."
Yeah. But it's just so I have a couple of responses on Twitter. Like I say, I'm watching all these people on Twitter, so I just use lists, right? I ain't really following people because I don't want to fill up my timeline with too much of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But so there's all these like data analyst people that are Manchester United fans. Then they have men like Brent and Robert and Scams and stuff like that, right? and everybody talking, move on from Ole, a different kind of coach, thing. And I'm just saying, all right, but how come it wasn't this bad last year? Manchester United literally just come second. Literally, Manchester United just come second. And then there was a sensation in games that they, I forget how far they get in Europe. I forgot. Right?
So the again of all group stages
the final
Europa, and then reaching the final of Europa. And primarily because significantly
and that's penalties, right? Against Villarreal.
Yeah, because Oynham just have a better tactical break than Emery.
But it's just you're looking at it and it's just like, okay, it seemed like last season was fine margins. Now this season is like, this needs to change. Now, thing. So, do you think his players down tools? Do you think he did tactics and it's backfiring?
I think it's more tactics backfiring. I don't want to feel like if his players down tools for two reasons. One is not to say if it's one man backing the players, it's Ole. It has no reason for them to down tools just so unless it has things going on that I don't know about. The results, you could say it's on the players. Right? You yourself will disagree on the tactics and thing. I think the relationship he's supposed to have with them, if this is working, right? And the next reason I could say is I don't think is that the down tools is primarily because everybody kind of hold up down and saying, yeah, but we lapse here.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm confused is the man saying, and I summarizing, but we so close to where we need to be. And I like, all right, doggy.
What you want the man to say, boy?
Where are we going with this? And what's stopping us?
I listened to no post-match. Or even pre-match. I listened to none of Ole talk. I've just seen clips of
the pre-match was the front foot.
Yeah.
Front foot talk, and the post-match was the we come too far to turn back.
You serious?
Yeah, that would man say
we've come too far.
We so close to where we trying to get to, and I like. Well, where's
I
this?
remember that slogan, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's check it.
But he didn't say that though. I use that slogan. That's not exactly. It's something like that he say.
Right, and I like, all right, we're thinking that we could get to, and what's stopping it from getting there? That is what I ask.
Players. He want more players. So our next talking point I see.
Song like Jose.
So Israel talking points. Israel. So now men want to have Conte. So Conte is at boy now.
Our partner, my red brethren, say you want Jose back.
Nah, it's alright. You go fight up with Jose.
He say you win. Jose win. Where he win, boy? He win the Europa League with Smalling, Lindelof, Valencia, and somebody else.
With a Will's team, right? But I think that partner need to remember.
That's alright. You go take hold on to it.
That Will's team also had significant spending. Jose spends badly, so the team being Will's is not a reflection on
I told him he doesn't want Jose back.
Nah, it's alright. It's alright. Anyway. You hold last year to it. It's alright.
You hold last year to it?
Yeah, I would take that. I would take that. Yeah, I would take that.
Hey, this Conte talk, I was saying to Robert in the previous episode. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, Conte obviously will upgrade the team, but I don't know. I don't know if it's strange. Manchester United has a very strange relationship with this United way shipping us. So I think that is holding Manchester United back ultimately. So you get a coach like Conte, understand that means. I mean, I don't want to be too dramatic about it, but it's okay. He is more of a counter-attacking football coach in how he sets up teams. Yes, they can hold the ball and all this stuff, but really and truly they sit kind of deep and they play very vertical, very long. And truth be told, so it's just okay. All they talking about Conte and things like that. All they had issues with managers stylistically, stylistically. So if Manchester United care about style and what's the thing, all right.
Nobody outside do that.
You don't need to be very careful.
And a style, a manager that weaves their style into football, it's not going to be overnight.
Exactly.
And how this convo came up, was it Graham Potter and then Sarri? Like they need certain players to weave their style in. So it's not going to be with the same players.
This is what I'm saying. It's not FIFA you're playing, no.
No, sorry.
All right. If you prefer to play a certain way, the players are suit that way. It's either you have a innovative enough coach to say, right, this is not my particular style, but I could use this man here and do that. It's not FIFA where you controlling everybody with a joystick. It's not that.
Right. Where you could make Rashford play right wing back and he'd be good.
It's not that. Right? So anything like that, let me be real. That's not going on. That man, if you want a man to come in and imprint his style, his footprint, whatever, you had to give him time and you had to back him. You had to hush him out and hold that strain for a while.
Yeah.
But if you like to hold that strain for hold more strain,
you're supposed to be holding it, and that's why hold it still where he is.
It's a new manager. How long will they give a new manager if he coming?
And there's more point you're starting over again.
Nah, but I think so that is where the rubber meets the road, right? So Manchester United have a unique problem of all their players peaking. All their players. All of them hitting the age where is all right, this is the next few seasons. There's no 8-year project for them. Right? I think Pogba is what, 27, 28?
Still? But yeah, Pogba might be 28.
Right. How old is Bruno? Same thing.
Yeah.
Cavani is an old man. Cristiano is an old man. Right? Wow. Them defenders, what they pushing? Maguire pushing. Maguire might be young.
Maguire. Nah. Well, let me don't say nah. I'm gonna check it real quick.
Varane
Bruno is 27.
Varane is 28.
Varane pushing 30 had to be, boy. Varane is 28. Them and young man.
Yeah, Varane push it a long time. So you see more.
So
Maguire.
When you think about of all the project coaches, I like Graham Potter. I do like Graham Potter as a potential. I do.
Yeah, all of them is 28 years old.
Right? I like Graham Potter, but yeah, that is 5 years of getting the right players around in midfield, changing the profile of the players. Like, is Sancho that kind of player for what he want to do? Like, it's just
21, 28.
So they're in a situation where they need to get a coach who could actually make the most out of the squad right now that they just buy, based on how it had like 6 forwards, how they're gonna figure out what to do with whatever and offload men, and like it's just to be honest, it's a very challenging job to walk into as well.
The way Sancho's play, it really hard to fit into his Man U side. So I had to play a diamond for kind of like the board,
and this is what I see.
Like the board players, but like
I think
was Ali in control of buying these players.
Yeah, I remember that when they say well Sancho, I was like, all right. I didn't want to get excited because it's like I'm not seeing yet how it will and work, but I'd assume that the real
this Sancho buying my more of kind of the Griezmann to Barca, where it was supposed to happen one season, something happened, and then they forced it back with. And then
but I mean, But it's not. That should not have been a bad signing on paper. That
It was supposed to be a good signing,
It's
but
not
the
bad.
man coming into a system where it is unclear. So what do you expect him to do? Imagine you sign up for hour, then you come to work. Right, so I says, boy, me know now,
Or why
check
is it
that man back
unclear?
one a day.
Or why is
Because
it unclear?
again, team structure is set up, they're set up.
Sancho have more 10 qualities like holy ball, create something, and Bruno, I guess, kind of is the type, but Bruno have more like a 8 engine. Like when Bruno Norwich, Bruno used to link the play from deep, and he can play that kind of. But Sancho is a complete 10, hardly doing any defensive workhorse, and I would do things to come from deep, link up play. You might see many midfielder next way. You might see if you time hold a position on the right wing, and I don't think Ole have room in the team for two Brunos, quote unquote, for two 10-ish players. But we go see how
I
it goes.
disagree.
Yeah,
I
you
disagree, but whatever.
what is that? Oh, you play a box 4 then?
No,
How you pretend
no.
two?
For me,
Remember,
for
Ole
me, it's
is
real,
not a tactical coach. Eh? You have to
hey,
remember
for me,
that.
for me, it's real simple. I said it before. So you sit deep, counter, or if you're gonna play this high, if you want to play higher line, play higher line. Tighten up the field, but you're dropping Cristiano though. That's the bottom line is
Ain't no
that
way.
Cristiano buy swing is
No,
the
no,
problem.
no.
The Cristiano
And
buy is the mistake.
Ain't no way.
and here making the team worse with him, eh? You see that Everton game where he didn't start? And everybody, including Fergie, come and say, we are the best player start, take
Fergie say,
that for pressure.
Fergie put him out
Fergie,
there.
Fergie put him out of it, right? So
Yeah.
now you basically telling him, hey, not think about dropping Cristiano, right?
Yeah.
I could put in Dave Chappelle skit there where Obama wife was telling him, "You're on the clock."
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that's real pressure on Ole then, boy. Because if
Yeah.
you didn't start him and everybody say yeah, you had to start him, that's not gonna.
And just to be clear, I am not on the bandwagon of as much as I talk about him as the as the man and politically right with the things that society allows rich men to get away with all this
Yeah.
whatever. But as a player, people trying to scapegoat him as the blah 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 blah. As a player, what I'm saying is he has given Ole a tactical problem that he is
Yeah,
not
for sure,
equipped to
for sure.
solve.
Mhm.
So it's not even necessarily that Cristiano's doing anything particularly worse than. So people talk about pressing. Dog, Manchester United wasn't pressing before. That was never Manchester United as a team was never high press and getting the ball back. All this stuff. So talking about pressing thing is a little bit disingenuous to make it about him. But because of how he plays, so he falls into, like you said, he drops a little wide.
Mhm.
He's not really the person, like he's not 25, so he's not
conserving
making
the
no-
energy. He
he's not
running
making no-
right through. You
he's
need
not
right
making
when
no
you have
long
to.
long busting run. Oh, hit me through like Rashford. Like he's not doing that. So really and truly, okay, if he's on the field, then it means yes, the man who's affected the most is the two youth men that
Had around to him.
potentially should be playing on the right, and that is Sancho and Greenwood, right?
Mhm.
The spaces where, so what a striker who makes the run gives is that there's now space
So
behind.
behind him. Mhm.
There's space behind for men who like to hold the ball and try to fashion a shot to actually run into a space. There's no space. Ronaldo's there. He's standing up somewhere because he looking to get a shot off. He trying to get right.
Mhm.
So it's just having to play him means okay. How do you fit Sancho into the team? For long periods last season, all right, the solution for Manchester United was always Rashford and Bruno. That was the solution. Have both of them on the field. I mean, yes, a Man
Something
will
local.
throw in their darling Pogba there and say easy this and then all right, whatever. But for long periods last season, is Bruno. As long as Bruno and Rashford there, they'll figure out something. Rashford will make a run. Bruno will hit a best pass at some point, or make a lead run and get on the end of it and hit a shot head or whatever. Right? You really had a. So, in my opinion, the solution is really keep Ole, sit back and counter attack. That's it.
Sit back and
All this,
counter-attack.
all this other stuff. Ole don't have the squad, so all this people
And
keep
Ole
wanting.
does not have the capacity.
No. Well, they want a new coach. Everybody wants a new coach, and everybody sees what
You
Jesus
see what
has
you
done for
working with.
Chelsea. Everybody has seen what Jesus has done for Chelsea, and Tuchel is a thing, right? Hey, you meme with you, right? Everybody has seen what Tuchel done for Chelsea. Everybody see what Pep do for City, thing, and they want
Oh,
it. They want to have blah blah blah. Okay, tell me in this team, Fred McTominay, Pogba, Matic, going and play in a Pep midfield. Fred McTominay, Pogba, Matic. Of those four, who could play in the two in Chelsea in that midfield and do that job? On Chelsea, you just start thinking about the football and what is the requirement tactically in the
For men to do.
football.
Yeah.
All right. No disrespect to Bruno. Can Bruno do the tactical work that Mason Mount does?
yeah, I
The
think so.
answer no. The answer is no.
I
The
think
answer
so.
is
I think
no.
so.
These players are them. Manchester United have more talented players to me, but
Individually
Yeah,
talented.
let me get some quick pushback. I think Ole, right? And this, I think I brought up this last week. Nobody's giving up anything. Nobody's saying I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna do this job, or Ole telling them
Mhm.
you have to do this job. There's none of that, Andre. So it's hard to say the man can't do it. There's none of it. There's none of it.
I don't think it's hard to say they can't because all right, you're watching them play the whole career though.
Yeah, but
You have an idea, but
Bruno at Sporting was more of a deeper player, you know.
All right, he was.
yeah.
All right, yeah. I could get Bruno. I could get Bruno.
He could.
I
That
could
was
get
telling
Bruno.
you. There's none of that. There's none of you need to do this, Bruno. There's no everybody
Actually,
vibes.
okay.
Vibes.
I could get your argument. We have not seen what they could do under
What they
more
could do
strict
under
instructions,
instructions.
Correct.
more structure.
That's my point.
But I don't.
That's the thing.
But I just don't see. I don't see it. So it requires
Yeah.
like the profile of all of these expansive teams, progressive teams, modern teams is a bunch of players who
Sporting.
are not. You know what they used to call in Syria? They call it. They are fantasia, like your they are flair. Like
Yeah.
what
Right.
you like to
Okay.
call flair,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
All right, Manchester United have a bunch of flair players,
Yeah.
players who you get on the ball, they want to try and invent something.
Mhm.
None of Pep teams, except Messi, none of. So think about Pep teams. Think about he's only have one man who allowed to be on that.
D Silva.
Who the Silva?
David Silva.
Oh,
He's
D
fashion.
Silva.
Yeah, D Silva.
D Silva.
Not extravagant, but Silva is
But that's your.
He's in those dribbles.
But it's still pass and move. It's still pass and move for the team.
Yeah.
For the team.
Yeah.
I
Iniesta.
don't know. Like pass and move for the team. I don't know if any of Manchester
Sané,
United players
pass
fit that
and move
profile, and that's why Sané get dropped.
Yep, yeah. That's why you get sell.
Pep is only allowed one. Is Robin,
Yeah.
Messi,
Yeah.
Robin, Messi. Who else he had there? And on this team,
Grealish right now. For now.
it will be Grealish. And who was
Grealish,
it on City before? Really?
Bernardo used to
Was it
run
Mahrez?
only ball too, you know, and keeper can
Yeah.
position. If you watch Bernardo in the prime, and I think that's why he followed with Pep. Bernardo used to. I think that was prime Bernardo. I think that was he suffer, you know.
Mm.
While he's a good passer and move man, in the season where he was supposed to be for me player of the season, the man used to hold the ball and you couldn't win it off him. It was real crazy.
Right.
And I don't know how that was Pep boy, eh? Like Pep's son, man get dropped for a whole season.
Yeah.
And that's our next, after we go down, the way how Pep could discard it for a season and you had to reinvent yourself to come back.
But that's all of them. So even
Control freaks.
even Klopp, like all of these best coaches that everybody love. So there's the part that so in the chat I used to be in with Zwade, the thing where I would always speak up on behalf of Jose is there's this false narrative, right? There's this dichotomy. People have set up this there's a lovable rogue and benevolent manager thing, and then Jose is the opposite, a dinosaur that cold and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it's like no, but when you really watch it, no, all of the best coaches have a disgusting ruthless streak where a man who is a favorite The next day, he out the team.
Yeah, go on.
He out the team. No explanation, whatever. Where, okay, what Jose did that made him disgusting is, all right, he was
Talk
giving
about
too
it.
much. He was giving too much of it to the press,
Yeah.
right? But it's like, no, you watch Bernardo, Mahrez, Sané, Sterling. There's four players
Sterling,
who
Sterling get it right now, you know.
four players who straight up they were the best players on Pep team for a while. Drop Laporte
Yeah,
went
boy,
one season
for
from
real.
being
the best.
Man was talking about, look, the best centre backs in the Premier League
The
is Van
world
Dijk.
horse.
Listen,
Well, no,
it's Van Dijk and
Laporte.
Laporte. Van Dijk and Laporte. That's the best partnership. Next season, dropped
completely.
Yeah, totally.
Stones in the
Remember
mix.
this about Club 2?
For sure.
Before the Barca game, where Gini come and score the header. Gini was dropped off the thing. He had to come and tell us something.
Yeah.
No, what happened to Shaqiri? Shaqiri is in the team. He had a run trying to figure out how to fit. Gone. And he can't get no sweat. So it's just there's this picture people want to paint.
Yeah.
I hate the term modern coach.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about Manchester United need a modern coach.
Not Kevin Samuel clip. Sorry.
Ting. Right? They need a modern coach because that will solve all the problems now. That will make them know how to progress the ball. That will make them know how to defend in transition and then handle the PR stuff properly and blah 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 blah. Sounds nice, but I think it's important that at this moment Manchester United fans need to look at their neighbors around. So Liverpool struggle for how much years? Liverpool was in the wilderness. Look at your
20
with Klopp?
Yeah, before finding Klopp, really, right? So it's just
don't do Brendan.
No.
Even though he didn't win, don't do Brendan.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying Brendan was bad, but I'm just saying look at what it took, right? All these steps of right now Manchester United is on the Kenny Dalglish part of the journey. Right?
You know T-Fed?
That's harsh.
Nobody
statistically, if you look at the record,
it's true, but it's harsh.
Before this weekend, right? Yeah. Klopp and Ole had the same record at this stage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And this the argument to keep him.
If it's one thing, Liverpool trusted the process with Klopp was.
Right, because they saw a process.
There's no doubt.
But that's the point.
But Klopp had a resume behind him. That's totally
had something so you say, all right, this will come good eventually.
Yeah. But that's the point. So the point is the journey of all the fallen giants go through the same, for me, is always the same story arc, right?
Yeah.
Where the first thing they try to do is to do some kind of quick thing that will just maintain what it was. The next thing is they try to get, we are about winning. So they have an identity crisis. So it's kind of like, well, we could either do our project and blah, 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 but we are a winning club. So they get a winner.
Sack that man quick. Winner. Try to win.
Then after the winner, it becomes about it's about the heritage. And you had to feel it in your loins. You had to be part of the club. You had to be on the clock, right? So then they go and get a club legend, right? And then the last part is where you're able to say, you know what? Let me scorch the earth. Let me scorch the earth. Forget all this talk. Let me actually find the proper recruitment. Let me change who are the people behind the scenes. Let me actually put people in place. Because before, what you had was so Manchester United specifically, all right, they had a Sir Alex Ferguson size giant, right, that had his way of working, and he was surrounded by people that knew how to work with him, etc., etc. All right, you remove that, you start seeing, well, it's not as woven into the fabric of the club. It was tied to the man.
No, yeah,
right?
It was definitely not the racehorse. It was the jockey horse for sure.
Right, and look, Barcelona starting their own right now, right?
That's something else.
But they're starting their own right now. They thought it was tied to the Barcelona way, and wait and see. Wait and see. You're gonna have to scorch the earth and start over.
It cannot be that men, and it's not even Barcelona. Is that guy with Messi?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The numbers that man used to do is to cover a multitude of sins. Anyway.
That's correct.
And then
So, in their case, it was tied to a player.
Yeah.
But anyway, so enough, man. You talk for me. For me, all this talk about who to hire and thing. I find there's not enough critical analysis on. Okay, but Ole didn't become worse yesterday. So try to explain why. Why is this happening now?
Okay.
moving on.
And then if you understand why, then maybe that informs your decision for your next manager better.
As to what to do.
Versus just like I said, the meme again. Versus just looking over there and saying, "Oh yeah, they play front foot football. We want that we want that for us."
I find your meme game has been exceptional. Where you find that one? Like you were praying to Jesus and he sent you that one. That's exceptional.
Man, that one.
I know that one. I know that one.
That one is good wrong. Obviously, so scams definitely. His game on pulling up all these videos and things like, oh, so
different. He's different. He's a
You have it archived. You have it archived.
But have some other men, boy.
I don't want to play scams in trivia at all. He's different though. Wow.
You know too much, though. But there's this guy who is the man is actually a pastor.
Right.
But his social media game,
different.
He on it. So when he do a thread, is the man who do the is a guy. I think I share a link with all you. The guy who do the thread about you think you want to be out here on the streets? Trust me, you don't want to be out here on the streets. That guy, he's actually a pastor.
Steph Curry father.
Yeah. So he's actually a pastor, right?
Yeah, well, nah, that you from the Holy Spirit. Nah, Steph Curry father.
So when Steph
parents getting divorced now, tell them, boy, you want to be out here on these streets.
Right.
Go and work it out with your wife.
So this man do this funny thread. He talking about out here they using charcoal toothbrush now. You sure you want to be out here?
Yeah, I learn how to use TikTok.
All kind of things you say, right? Real jokes, right? But his threads basically is bringing all these memes, dog. I was just like, yo, this Twitter. These are my people. These are my people. I am a hater like them. So it's all the names are getting called is Ten Hag and this thing and la. And again, for me, it doesn't really match the squad. Ten Hag have nothing. Like he had nothing he could do with Fred, McTominay, and Matic, and Van de Beek, and Bruno and Pogba. That's those six midfield. What these men gonna do with these men? They're gonna play two men only. Who's the two?
Dude.
Right?
And who of the two is gonna do the dirty work? And we come back to Fred.
so it's just all the stuff people saying. For me, it's just all the stuff that people saying when you boil it down, dog, really and truly, that team is made for a 4-2-4, but a deep line 4-2-4.
For sure.
You sit back. That allows them to walk.
And Cristiano can't play in that deep line 4-2-4 too much.
Of course not. And to be honest, Cristiano's a man should be playing. I forget who's this player I was trying to think about. I was just thinking about like a player who come back old and he understands his role. His role is now I'm really the old man. I'll get a few minutes here. I ain't fighting on no thing, and I the star boy. I'm just here to do my time, right? That's
have you.
Yeah, enough NIS contribution. That is it.
Have you ever well, I know you don't like to do that, but Cristiano personality not gonna allow that.
Yeah.
Not to dissect him.
Fireball.
Yeah,
that's like this guy
Latano.
No, Pochettino subbing Messi. Messi don't get sub and thing, and those guys are different animals. They're not going through that. But they don't understand. They don't understand that. Is it Twilight or the career host? And all this piece, but
you see, I think and I remember hearing it, and it's kind of true. When Cristiano had to kind of change his game as a player at Madrid, if it was anybody else but Zidane telling him to do that, he would not take that.
I can see that.
Yeah, he wasn't having that. Zizou say, trust me, dog. You know,
was it Zizou or was it Carlo?
No, it was Zizou.
All right.
Primarily Zizou. And again, he would. It depends on who it is giving him the instruction to humble. It's like you having a Pokemon that you don't have enough XP points to control or something. Yeah, that's like who's you?
I don't know what you're talking about, though, but
Somebody out there does.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean, dog.
Right? And it's like that. So only don't have enough badges to do that. That's basically it.
if I ever Manchester United, I'd love. Good luck, Ole. Good luck. Welcome to this part of the story arc.
Hey, man, so can we talk about those sack Wenger, you go feel it.
No. I know they wasn't feeling it.
We feeling it, but it's like you going it's Ole coming through the Arsenal arc now. So it's like
yes.
Welcome.
And, all right, don't put it like this, right?
All I will say, look, what Manchester United has over, and this is who was making the point. Triple M was making the point about all the criticism on Manchester United board that men have been spending, right? So what Manchester United has is $1 billion squad. So this story arc should not in principle hit the depths of some of the others.
Yeah.
Because the squad, like when you look at people just talk about look at the squad that Ole inherited, that thing. Dog, when you start looking at the team Brendan Rodgers had, when you start looking at the team Klopp got,
the
squad that man had Sacco started, dog. And their team,
don't do Sacco that now.
Dog, Sacco couldn't even start for Crystal Palace eventually, though.
No, but Sacco was a starter for PSG and he leave, man. Oh gosh, that was just before he go down the hill, man. I understand what you're saying, but oh god, game a little bit. That was PSG skipper, man. Oh god.
But you compare that to former Real Madrid player Rafael Varane,
Ricky Lambert.
Yeah, that's the squad. That's the squad. Right?
What's his name? Balo.
Alien
Sturridge. Listen.
Coutinho.
Liverpool had Flanagan.
No. Flanagan.
Flanagan. Joe Allen.
Joe Allen, boy.
All these players. Wait, these men on this team. So when you look at Manchester United team, respectfully,
Moreno,
so you see the Fred and McTominay. That's truly all right. That's the spot. That's the players who are similar to the other story arc. But all of Luke Shaw, you ain't gonna agree, Zadi, but Harry Maguire, Varane, Pogba, Sancho, like all these players have upside.
Yeah, for sure.
To where, all right, it should not get to where Manchester United come in 8th, 7th in the league, no Europe, thing, and all right, it shouldn't get there. So, well, that's what wishes. That's what wishes.
Would you guys sack Ole?
No, I wouldn't.
Next season.
In my opinion, the Gary Neville will talk about. No. Carragher talked about.
You quoting Gary real regular?
No, I quoting Carragher. Carragher said, "Right, it is insane that a club like Manchester United have all these first timers surrounding Ole. Carrick as a first team coach, this man as a first team coach.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Right. So, and that is a very good take for me. Ole was never. Oh, he's the tactician to rebuild some whatever.
Yeah, just he figured.
For me, he was always the coach that was similar to one half of Zidane, because Zidane doesn't get enough credit for tactics, but
Zidane is incredibly tactical.
Right, but he doesn't get enough credit. People treat him as if he's all man manager, right? But Ole for me Ole was always on that side of it, a man. So he's a club legend that will get basically a real sour situation. He'll get that right on two fronts. He will get the PR side right.
He take all the blight out of money.
For sure. Right? Yeah. And he offloads Sanchez on his ridiculous contract. Valencia like all these things where it's just okay.
He clean up a lot.
So he clean up on the PR front because men gonna soft. The press was always gonna softball Ole versus if Manchester United had hired a man like Sarri, there's real pressure from the word go. Right? So Ole was always gonna get grace on the press side. And then Ole was always going to get, in my opinion, he was always going to get some buy-in from men like Pogba, because Pogba was a youth when he was still on
In
the
the
team.
system, yeah.
Right? So he was always going to get some buy-in from players like Pogba in terms of, all right, dog, this is what you want to do, blah, 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 blah. So it was always going to work on that front. And then I always saw him as a kind of yes man with the board type of he's not the guy that's going to fight men like Conte will, right? So he will go along with the buys. They want to buy Van de Beek. I don't want him, but yeah, go ahead, bring him.
Bring him now.
I don't believe Ole wanted Sancho. I don't think Ole wanted Sancho.
I could see it, right?
I could see it too.
So it's just
where you going to play? What was he planning?
I always saw that as what Ole was for, but then that means, all right, you have to surround him with the technical people,
the support.
So who is the
mastermind?
Right? What's the dude who was club number 2 that left?
Oh yeah, boy, I can't pronounce his name, but yeah, he has the name or something like that.
But that's what Ole needed to be surrounded by. They needed to do the whole. Do you even have a technical director?
I think they brought in somebody.
They brought in a data man. They brought in Moto that is for transfers. I don't think so.
Right, so it's just all this stuff. The structure is not there because the structure. It's right. There is no structure because there was a giant in it. There was Sir Alex Ferguson 4 years, 20 years.
Like Tuchel and them. I don't think they have part in the trans. They might have a say, but is Marina lady, right?
Yep.
She is.
They have their structure.
She is bringing in transfers and like they
Figure
don't all work, but she could.
Figure it out, dog. Yeah. So
again,
let me switch to Chelsea then, huh?
I don't want to.
Has enough of this sour, man.
Chelsea too serious. Chelsea's a serious side.
Yeah, serious?
Nah, I ain't too sure about them though. So at the beginning of the season, I was all they're the favorites, right?
Well, you see, that was a chink in the armor.
Who they now smash there? Norwich, right?
Norwich, yeah.
Yeah, but Norwich is very bad, no. Norwich is a very, very bad team, right? So they score all these goals, but really and truly, I've been watching Chelsea's performances, when Lukaku and Werner playing and stuff.
Yeah.
And similar to Manchester City, my issue is goals. So yet again another team that's dominant in the ball, but are they scoring goals?
I'll tell you, Andre, let me get pushed back one time.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know if it's going to be like a because I listened to Pep book, right? And he say about teams who don't lose now, boy. When they get smashed, sometimes there's got glass jar. So I want to see if it happen, but I'm just saying, Chelsea don't concede us.
Yeah.
And it's so ridiculous.
I'll still get on that. They don't concede, but even that. So I mean, all right. I think we are actually, believe it or not, with Pep Guardiola, we are living through a golden era of very high efficiency football and things like that.
What do you mean with Pep Guardiola?
Pep is the best coach that we've ever seen, though. Like for me, flatly, he's the best coach ever. Because, and I'm saying this as if you think about any profession, right? How the hell does a manager get top talent of all varying types of personalities to fall in line, work together with a bunch of lesser lights, and as a unit put out the output? How do you do that?
Consistently.
No, Pep.
How do you do that?
Andre, Pep is incredibly ruthless. I think even though he might be like, yeah, Pep have a hammer over man head.
No, but
you imagine?
No, but it's all right. You can't help but to fall in line because the results are there for everybody.
Yeah, but and here's my pushback, Andre. The man have a sledgehammer over your head. I'm gonna put it this way.
But yeah, results?
No, we're not talking about the results.
But you don't need it.
We're trying to say how. No, Andre, listen.
But you don't need it.
Andre, that is not true.
All right, I'll tell you my example.
Yeah, when Pep come in, Pep the keeper, why as soon as I don't remember the man, as soon as I think it's Jolly Blank. I'll
I
follow
remember your name.
right? Hart.
Joe Hart, yeah.
Joe Hart, yeah.
This guy did not give Hart one chance, you know.
Why you giving him a chance for?
That is incredibly
Why?
ruthless.
Why would club give Balotelli a chance when he come in?
Andre, but it's not the
Why
same.
you giving him a chance?
Hart was performing. Hart was performing at that time.
No,
It wasn't.
Hart had Andre. Wait, let me make the case for the Neo rebuttal. Hart had a resume, a winning goalkeeper. He could race in, right?
Just
the man
keeper
not terrible defeat. And the man who he brought in, which was Bravo, had stinkers. It didn't work. Right? So you could have gave Hart a chance. In hindsight.
He still tell Hart.
In hindsight, you could have gave Hart a chance, right? Then the season after, the man bringing 4 wing backs us.
Yeah.
So that means that if I don't like you, you're gone. That's the hammer you have over men head up. So don't just take it as Wait. Don't just take it as men are buying. Men know if I do not fall in line, I am gone.
After that, sure what you do wrong.
But here's my counter. Right?
No, but I understand it. But can we acknowledge the hammer over men head?
There's a hammer, but you have to hear me out on this hammer.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So there's a hammer. Men know the standard. All right. So the criticism people throw at him is he worked at all these rich clubs. So
yeah, for sure.
For me, that standard was already there.
Well, no problem with that.
No, for me, that hammer existed without Pep. Big clubs have the resources to replace you if you suck. That's part of being at a big club is. I know next season there's gonna be $100 million man from France or Germany or whatever that this club is gonna buy and my position up. That's part of being at a big club, right?
Competition, all right.
So for me, the hammer is there already. All right. Where I'm saying Pep gets buying, right? We have literally seen footage of big stars arguing with Pep on the sideline and thing, right? Where it's men who they don't be arguing, dog, right? Let me get real. So that big players who, dog, I just not gonna do what you say. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, right? But there's somebody talked about it. I think a player said it. It was maybe Jack Grealish or Madison. Somebody interview, and they were like, when Manchester City beat you, when a Pep team beat you, they were talking about Manchester City though. When they beat you, like the score could only be 2-0. But you're feeling like it's 20-0 dog. On the field, they run in circles around you.
Yeah.
You are not on the field. You have no chance. You're trying to stop, right? And the point blank period, everywhere he goes, no matter. And think about how insane it is. You're going in Germany with a bunch of German players, German culture, whatever that is. Their culture of how coach is supposed to deal with them and all this stuff.
Right.
All these foreign players coming in, people from Brazil, people whatever. And you get in all of these men all the time to be able to say, you know what? I buy into this. You're ridiculous because so we've seen the clips of men who find you ridiculous. So there's a clip where Xabi Alonso like, dog, come now, man. Right? He get tired of Pep praising him down about you had to make sure you do anything and thing. Right? Okay. I see Ribery arguing with him. I see you see clips. I see KDB arguing with him once actually. It was funny. Right? So you see men arguing with him or whatever, but there's the buy-in of no, I know at the end of the day what he's saying that we should do.
It makes sense.
95% of the time we're gonna smash that team.
Yeah.
And if we lose, that's just statistical variance. That's all. Really and truly, you look back at the game, we were dominating it. Yeah. It's just that we made these mistakes and these 2 moves.
VAR.
That's part of the game, right?
VAR killed them about.
Still didn't say that. He said Pep really changed my perspective and make me a better player.
If VAR didn't exist, like it had the Tottenham game, it had the Liverpool game, and the Champions League nights where it's like a toenail.
And they will win. But I think the point I was making was just all right. We're living through a time right now where it's very, very, very high level, right? So where I think people have been spoiled by this high level. So I said it before, the peak of football we watch is Pep Barca, Jose Madrid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was peak football where the quality was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The intensity was ridiculous. The nastiness was
But
ridiculous. The fierceness was
I hate that era. Like nobody else had a chance to know.
Yeah, it
yeah.
was disgusting.
Incredible.
Like episode of Power Rangers. It
But
showed
then, but
me and
then,
then
but then you watch. All right, so then you watch. Pep Bayern was
Yeah.
also ridiculous team, right? Ridiculous team, ridiculous quality. Smash like same thing. When they smash you,
Us,
obliteration.
you're preaching to the choir though. We get smashed from
City,
every Pep iteration.
hey,
Us.
City come that season when Sané was Jesus. Like that
Yeah.
team,
12
you
and
watch,
17.
you watch. I remember watching games, and I'm just like, dog. Imagine being on that opposing team right now, dog. Right? It's just okay. People have now gotten this idea that yeah, you could just find everybody could just co-op what he doing. Right? We could just
Nope.
learn from him. We could learn from him and take a little piece of this here, and we could all play pep ball. Right? We could all be modern and
No.
smash and blah 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 blah. And for me, it's like you're just kind of losing the whole point of any sport is you can use I could use what they quote, right? You could have different working though, but the answer, right? You get the answer there.
Yes. Yeah.
So a top club used to be, and I sound like a old man, I sound like Graham Souness now, right? But
Don't
a
ever
top
sound
club
like
used
that.
to be a top club used to be right. There's contrasting styles based on the player makeup. Some teams had big men, so they're playing big man
Big
football.
man football, yeah.
Stoke,
Pep
circa 2000.
Right? Pep Barca was small men, so they're playing small man football. We
And-
nimble around here.
Just to put it this, Pep Barca spoil real team. Come and try to mimic. I guess
That,
I'm talking about Arsenal now. Go ahead. Sorry.
But it's everybody, right? So everybody want to co-op this and say this is the way. But look at your squad.
Can you do that?
Manchester United, like it or not, okay, they are exactly what they're supposed to be based on a hodgepodge of coaches and approaches.
Mhm.
So Jose like big man, it's a bunch of tall men all over
everybody
the
big.
field.
You see McTominay up front. Nah, you play make it feel big boy, young boy. You
Right.
could run. You go. No, you run. Yeah, run.
So, who remains from Van Gaal era? Nobody. They're all gone.
David De Gea.
They're all gone.
You
Well, I
see,
mean,
David
I guess did was it Van Gaal that gave Rashford his debut?
Yeah.
Maybe
And
because
Marshall.
he bring
I
in
know,
a youth man.
I know, man. I'm reminiscing about the Van Ali. Yeah. Oh man, who
Watch man, that was the last coaching appointment United made. I agree with him. After that, I was
But
like, dog, I don't know how this is gonna work out.
You watch Manchester United team of players. Fair enough, we'll say I will take your point. Maybe we haven't seen these men coached by the right coaches yet, so we don't know if they're actually capable of it. But as you are aware, I'm not really one to believe, and again, I'm just saying this in terms of human psychology and stuff, right? So I don't think a human being can go from being an introvert to extrovert based on a manager, right? For example, right? So I don't think you could make a player into something completely different than he had in his locker already, right? So I look at these Manchester United players, I look at them where they were before, different clubs before. What does their skill set look like at Manchester United? I know Ole is not coaching them on anything, so that means these men are doing this by this is who they are, this is who they want to play like. All right, can they actually play Pep ball, Tuchel ball, Conte ball, Sarri ball? Any of these progressive coaches you want, like it or not, these progressive coaches, if anything, it's almost like they are like they are the most restrictive coaches they've ever been.
Exactly. You have to be around
have to
that.
play their way.
You have to. It has 2 ways.
Yep. Where the football now is becoming less about players, really. It's less about the players. Less about the players, more about the system.
System.
So how well do you fit my system? So therefore, it becomes crazy to think you could bring in a modern coach and just copy and paste this style of play on the existing players. any of these men, Manchester United men talking about Ten Hag, blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
they will need four.
If it our next
Then how
Ancelotti,
Tuchel do that so quickly?
he had a squad though.
No, because this is where you need to give credit to damn Chelsea.
Yeah, they had
So
a squad.
Chelsea as a club, their appointments tend to be on point.
Yeah.
In
They
their
had a
case,
squad.
and look, I'm talking this here. I don't have inside knowledge, right? But the appointment of Tuchel was a masterstroke because someone did an assessment of the players and style of play that he liked. They looked at their current squad, and he is the perfect fit for this squad. That's what they did. Because essentially, they ended up taking a coach who, yes, he's adept at playing 3-5-2, 3-4-3-3. What he's adept at playing that. He's played with players like Havertz is a weird. He's not really a false nine. He is he's just a straight up nine, to be honest, but he roams like a 10, whatever, right? So he's played with players like that before, whatever. So they did some assessment and they actually chose a manager who, no, they set him up for success based on the players that they have. Manchester United have not been doing that. They've been doing what Liverpool was doing, what Inter was doing,
Thinking
what
manager
Barca
would
was
make the
doing,
players.
what Arsenal was doing, where's just
Arsenal is doing.
Arsenal is doing. Where okay, beyond the basically it's you don't have a system, you don't have a club structure. What you have is you have some people that are in administration, and then you hire a coach who takes care of all football activities, which used to work in the 60s, maybe in the 80s, maybe as late as the 80s it used to work, maybe 90s. I'll give Alex. Maybe in the 90s it was still working. But that hasn't been the way top clubs operate for a while. You have to have that structure around managers. Anyway. So
where you going closing, guys? What else we could talk
Well,
about? Any other standout?
no, which is real garbage though.
Well, that's the open, boys. Let's find somebody to triple against them.
Yeah,
Maybe
whoever. So my triple is definitely gonna be whoever have Norwich in a double game week.
Yeah.
That's
we
why
go.
that's why Evolvers are playing, and I definitely chose my triple captain already.
I mean, you could have like if you had Salah this weekend. That's the day. You want nothing else.
You know, man, triple captain Salah.
Yeah, that when we do that.
Like the level of this
Belief.
weekend show that it have levels to FPL horse, and I'm not I'm not at that level yet. These men who picked Mount like 2 weeks ago and stick with him and
Mount was not a bad pick. So like I said in the chat, the only like if we were talking about the type of men who had Joshua King and thing, all right,
that was saying Andre, like
that's big brain.
But I was saying how that's the different. Like Mount was not on my radar at all.
Hey, the man in question had midfield. The man in question had Salah, Mount, Gray,
Foden, all kind of madness.
Right? He captain Mount and vice captain Gray. No?
Listen,
that was madness.
But Salah. I don't understand.
All right, but I'm trying to say to all you, that is not actually that far fetched, right?
No, understand that, and I'm saying because of that I am not in the main class.
Yeah. But
you know,
so Mount, so no Chelsea midfielders on your radar.
Not Mount, because I'll tell you why. Because like I go from different like the games leading up now. So if a man catching form, he might come on radar. Mount not on my radar. Like I don't go through these stats.
Injured.
Exactly. So I don't go through these stats like Mount had how much XG, unless like somebody bring it to the top. Like,
but all right. So
what about Mount recently? Like beside man saying,
but it's not recently.
We are attacking Norwich left side, right?
I had Mount in my team earlier this season.
Right?
Right, but hold on. But I got Mount because you think about Chelsea since Tuchel is there. Who is the creative player? Who is the creative player in the midfield?
But Andre, you took him out for a reason. That was saying.
No, he got injured.
He got injured.
Right, you took him out for a reason.
So literally, my whole draft. So when I do my wild card, I change my structure to say, okay, I'm gonna get big up top, one of Cristiano, Lukaku, Kane.
Yeah.
And my midfield is gonna have Mount, and somebody from City, Grealish or Foden,
Nah, Mount
whoever
was
hit
on
the
my radar,
goals. And then a man like Rafinha, maybe.
Yeah,
Right?
Rafinha is
Maybe.
definitely on my radar.
But, all right, this season has been a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
So now I had to change the way I have more. I'm going big on defense now because all these midfielders injured and they ain't scoring goal, whatever. But Mount is not that far-fetched. Really and truly, I would have go Mount. It's just that because Lukaku injured, okay, Havertz becomes he going to play forward against Norwich? Excited, right? FOMO. But, all right, if Lukaku wasn't injured and I buy a Chelsea midfielder, it's Mount. Who else it will be? Damari Gray. Okay.
What I would see is like my wild card was centered around Lukaku for sure, facing Norwich.
Yeah.
And that real match more was.
It's injuries.
And it would have been a Chelsea defender. But I choose Aspi at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because
you get a few points a week before.
Yeah, up until now, Aspi had played every single game.
Same thing happened with Diaz. I buy Diaz, he get bench. And then he come on and get 1 point, all right? But just but in fairness, so before when I first started playing FPL, I used to be like, this is real lucky thing, these men, this is shit. How you could have, right? But then, all right, you start following the men on Twitter, and you're seeing that no. There's reasons why they're choosing these men. Yes, there's variance, so every now and then they wouldn't do anything, whatever. But like, okay, men talk about Gray before Gray bang.
Yeah.
Men talk about Townsend before he bang. Rafinha has been on everybody's radar for the Mbuemo and Tony was spoken about from the start of the season.
Mbuemo is very unlucky. You know, that man could have post boy. Jeez.
But it's just all these players where when you look at it, all right, outside of men like Joshua King, Dennis score points there. Yuri Tillemans is not going to be on nobody's radar because he's not an attacking player in general.
You know why? I don't know.
Somebody else bang. Who else bang, boy? Somebody. Right? But then you think about men like...
Men had Emil Smith Rowe.
Yeah, Emil Smith Rowe. I didn't see that.
But again, that's not unreasonable. Right? Because there's men who had him because he was like 4-3 or something. He was like, people sold him. Because I think when everybody was going to... So at the beginning of the season, everybody bought him. And then Arsenal got the deal. Yeah. Arsenal got the deal for Odegaard. Right? So when people see Odegaard buy, they start to sell him. So he's 4-3. So man was like, all right, I'll buy him 4-3 as an enabler. I think it's 4-3 or was it 5-3 or whatever.
Probably 5.3.
Yeah, something cheapish, right? They buy him, and then, okay, you start seeing, he's starting to start instead of Odegaard. Arsenal have a good run of fixtures.
Yeah. Saka was the man, but Saka in a terrible form right now.
Yeah,
anyway, gentlemen, thank you for watching another episode of the Trifactor podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.